We've already had loss of life today. Do not be complacent with this storm. There's plenty of storms where nothing happens. This ain't it. This is a storm that's got one down. But up on midday, the National Weather Service and Storm Prediction Center issuing a PDS tornado watch for all of our coverage area, and that's going to go through this evening. Now, the watch is going to populate here in just a moment on our screen. Right now, you see other markets under that watch. Again, you're going to see a PDS tornado watch, a yellow box show up here in just a matter of moments. But again, that will be in effect for our local area. If you have a NOAA weather radio, there it is right there. If you have a NOAA weather radio, most likely that is going off now, and you'll see that watch populate back in Mississippi as well. Literally right now, National Weather Service offices are issuing that tornado watch. And this is a dangerous situation today. This is a tornado outbreak that's going to be taking across Alabama coming up later this afternoon, especially as supercell thunderstorms begin to develop. So, yeah, brand new high risk of severe weather has been shifted. The update was literally at 11:30. So as we went on air and on Facebook Live, we've got that brand new update with you. So, again, a high risk of severe weather is rare. They don't happen often. We've had two in the past 2 weeks, one last week, one now. And again, that is due to two tornado outbreaks, one last week, one that is about to take shape in the next few hours. The last time, other than last week, we had a high risk was April 28th of 2014. It's been a while. So we got an active situation now. We've got a tornado warning for Greene and Hale counties in southwest Alabama. So let's take you down into that storm. And again, this is it. This is coming out of Bolaji. All right, this is the storm we're watching, and this is going to come up on Utah. That is the Black Warrior River. We got the city of Akron, the Havana Junction right there. Even Moundville. Unfortunately, Moundville is in the polygon for this potential tornado. So again, it is now 11:37. And if you are just now joining us, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We have a tornado warning just now being issued for Greene and Hale counties in West Alabama. All right, let's look at the velocity. Let's just kind of look at this thing together. And, yeah, there it is. Okay, so we got rotational signature right on top of Bolaji. This is on Highway 11, okay, that runs up to Utah. That splits off 14, goes southeast to northwest. Again, your potential tornado is going to be coming right up on Utah. But one storm of concern is this one right down here. And let's look at this off the Birmingham radar. Look at the donut hole. That is what we call a beware, a bounded weak echo region. This thing is spinning incredibly intense now. So we got rotating supercell storm coming up on Duncanville. If you are in Tuscaloosa, there is no threat for the city of Tuscaloosa. Let's look at the debris signature and just kind of watch this thing together. There it is. Okay, we got a damaging tornado on the ground now in northeast Hale County. This thing is on the ground. It's wrapped up. It's clearly down. It has moved northeast of the Havana Junction. It touched down somewhere back there near Highway 69 and now is doing damage. We're seeing debris that's being lofted several thousand feet up. This thing really wrapped up quick, and we've just been talking about it. It looked like it was about to wrap up, and this thing is a classic tornado signature. It's amazing how fast this has changed. It's now crossed Highway 5. It's basically on the northeast side of West Blockton now. Look at the couplet now. This thing is wrapping up very quickly. So this is a very dangerous situation for a tornado that is confirmed down. Again, this is in Bibb County. This is not in Tuscaloosa County no longer. This is over into Bibb County. There's Hebron right there. So again, this is your confirmed tornado down, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Let's look at the wind speed on this thing and just kind of measure this thing out together. And let's see how this thing looks. Gate-to-gate shear, 123 miles per hour. This thing is stronger than it was back in Hale County. This thing was showing about 105, 110 miles an hour in Hale County. Now we're seeing 123 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear. So a very dangerous situation for a tornado that is down. Let's look at the debris signature. All right, there it is right there. So we got a confirmed tornado. It's crossed Highway 5. This is now northeast of West Blockton. Just missed downtown West Blockton by only a mile. But again, we may have some damage if you live on the north side of West Blockton, straddling the Jefferson and Shelby County line, maybe a hair south of the county line. But if you're anywhere near the county line there, even as far north as Hoover, we want you in a safe place for that potential tornado that could be down. And it is a confirmed tornado, so we know it is down. So we're saying a confirmed tornado because we know this thing is down. So there it is right there, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, or 45. And again, Mossboro 120, so you got less than 10 minutes. If you're in Mossboro, we need you in shelter now. Mossboro, shelter now. If you're in Alabaster, shelter now. 1:26 your time of arrival. By the way, the National Weather Service office, the ones that are issuing the tornado warnings themselves, they're down in Calera, so they're going to be safely just south of this large tornado. Indian Springs Village at 1:36. All right, Watkins at 1:40. Lake Purdy at 1:46, Westover at 1:53, Leeds at 2:02, and Braggsville at 2:09. These are arrival times. These are estimates of what time this large and dangerous tornado could be in your general area. But again, even if you're as far north as Hoover, we need you in a safe place, especially areas like Helena, as this tornado is going to be heading directly your way along Highway 119. So that's Indian Springs Village. This thing is crossing Interstate 65 as we speak. So we got a large confirmed tornado down. This is just below the Jefferson County line. This tornado is clearly going to stay south of Jefferson County based off of this trajectory here. This is coming up on 119. This will come up on Lake Purdy. But clearly this has now crossed Highway 31. It has now crossed Interstate 65. So a dangerous confirmed tornado down. This is a rare tornado emergency. There's your tornado. You see it right there. Large and destructive tornado basically running parallel to Highway 119, pretty much on top of the highway. If you're on 119, get off now, find a shelter, a site-built structure. Go ahead. Okay, that's Interstate 65 at 119. So we are looking back towards that tornado. That it looks like the tornado just passed that. There's your tornado off to the east of there. So again, we're looking at this large and dangerous tornado that is off to the east of Interstate 65 now. A string of reports here where the tornadoes did touch down with this one storm. This storm did all of that. This one storm produced all of those tornadoes right there. So again, that's why we say these supercell storms, think of them like trains on a track. They're going to follow specific areas, and there's going to be swaths of where you have damage. And then you go north and south of there, things are okay. So again, our main damage issues are going to be basically where the core of these supercell thunderstorms track today, and that's what we are concerned about. Coming up the Coosa River. So if you're Ohatchee, you got to be sheltered now. Boiling Springs, sheltered now. Again, that is just a frightening image to see in such a heavily populated part of Alabama. But again, that's that particular tornado that went through there. And again, these are the times of arrival here. This is what time it will be in your local area. So Knoxville at 4:18, you got to be safe now. If you're in Knoxville, shelter now. If you are in Foster's, we need you in a shelter now. 4:30 is the time for Foster's. Maxwell at 4:36. Again, the city of Tuscaloosa at 4:44. So if the circulation holds together, this could move into the city of Tuscaloosa. This is as serious as it gets for the city of Greensboro. We got a damaging tornado that's approaching town, and just based off the signature, based off what we are seeing, it's got to be one down. And I would imagine at any time the National Weather Service is going to confirm that. Look at the donut hole. This thing is right at Sawyerville. If you are in Sawyerville points north, you're okay. But if you're in Sawyerville, if you're down Highway 14 to downtown Greensboro, you got to be in shelter now.
As well, for the tornado warning being extended to them.
Oh my goodness,
for
look at that.
Bibb and Perry. Yeah, it's
Goodness.
awful that what we're looking at, and still this is a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado. This is located near Greensboro, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So for Bibb and Perry counties, if you're watching, this monster is coming your way as well, and this is until 5:30, Richard. Yeah,
this thing's going to cross 69. I think it's going to be a hair north of Greensboro. Thank goodness this thing is not over downtown Greensboro. If that was the case, I couldn't imagine what we would see in downtown Greensboro. But this is a large and violent tornado down. It's come right over the Melton area. Yeah, so this is a tornado emergency for this storm. So this is classified by the National Weather Service. This is a tornado emergency. This is a violent tornado. This thing is a killer. Okay, if you're in a mobile home, you don't have a chance. You got to get out of a mobile home. I'm telling you, please get out of a mobile home. You may not have much of a chance in a side-built home. This thing is just violent. A devastating, large wedge tornado that has crossed Highway 69 just a few miles north of Greensboro. It is about to cross Highway 25, and then it moves into Bibb County. So, again, this is a catastrophic situation, a term used by the National Weather Service, which is only saved for major tornadoes that are a threat to life and property. This thing will wipe out a home. This is a home leveler tornado. I'm not saying that to scare you. I just want you to realize this is the real deal. It doesn't get more serious than that. This is a type of tornado that's an EF4, EF5. Even a site-built home, you got to try to get in basement or underground if you can, if you're out ahead of this thing. This will destroy a home. Pondville, Eulene, that is Highway 5 that runs down into Brent and Centerville. If you're in these communities, shelter now. Again, out of a mobile home, site-built structure, underground if you can, wear a bike helmet, hard-sole shoes, a whistle, anything you can that will help you. And even after this tornado passes by, it can help alert people for search and rescue that are going to be looking for you. So we always tell people have a whistle or air horn, something that you can alert people with. So again, the violent tornado is on Highway 25 as we speak. So again, this is a tornado emergency, another one. We know there's one down. This is a large, violent tornado right there. We see it. This thing is so close to Pondville. If you're in Pondville, you need to be in shelter now. You should have been in shelter 15 minutes ago. We've seen this thing coming. There's no excuse. Go now. If you're in Brent or Centerville, go now. Okay? Brent, Centerville, shelter now. Out of a mobile home, there's no excuse. Out of a car, find a storm shelter now. We hope and pray this thing lifts before getting to Brent and Centerville. A lot of people live there. There's a big population right there in the middle of Bibb County. This thing is heading right for Brent and Centerville. It missed Greensboro by just a few miles to the north. It was such a close call for downtown Greensboro. We only hope this thing misses downtown Brent and Centerville, but it is heading right towards those two cities, right there together. So again, we got a dangerous situation, a tornado emergency now for Brent, Centerville, and Bibb County. Again, if you're in Pondville, shelter now. In the other box you see down there, that is the velocity, that's the wind speed inside this thing. We should mention, too, that in Jefferson County, in East Jefferson County, we've got a dangerous storm also that is producing a confirmed tornado. We've already had loss of life today. Do not be complacent with this storm. There's plenty of storms where nothing happens. This ain't it. This is a storm that's got one down. We are looking at debris. That is the tornado itself right there, crossing Highway 25. Pondville, it is now on the east side of town. That's Highway 5 that runs into Brent, Centerville, and does a little split right there in Brent. Here's a new update. Okay, here's your tornado right there, almost to the split now of Highway 5 in Brent. This thing's been down since before it got to Greensboro, and this thing has not lifted one time. So this is a long track, catastrophic tornado that's coming out on Highway 82. It's basically crossing Highway 82. If you are in Gary Springs, this is a violent tornado. It's just about on you now. You've got less than 5 minutes before it's on top of Gary Springs. And again, if you're on Highway 82, if you're anywhere near Brent and Centerville, stop now. Pull over, find a site-built structure, somebody's house. You can knock on the door, and we'll get past this tornado. This thing's racing northeast. It's only going to last 60 seconds, and it's gone, just like that. So when this tornado starts to hit your house, you got 60 seconds, and then it's gone. That's how fast this will happen, and this will come up on you fast. Again, there's your tornado. It's now on the east side of Centerville. It looks like, if our radar is right, it looks like the core of downtown Centerville and Brent missed the tornado, but again, it's got the southeast side of town. It's now on the east side of town. There it is right there. This is our last supercell thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. In fact, speaking with the National Weather Service, we are certainly concerned about this thunderstorm. And it has that look. My goodness, this thing is really wrapped up in just the past 10 minutes or so. And we have a serious situation for a tornado just north of Urbana. And again, if you're in East Chilton County, that's what we're concerned about. It is just unbelievable how fast this storm wrapped up. Maybe 15 minutes ago, we were just kind of watching it. And this thing has become a classic supercell thunderstorm and is showing very strong evidence of rotation and potentially a tornado. Now, that's the Coosa River. This is Coosa County. We got Rockford, Bentleyville, Lyle, Dollar. You're going to be in the path of this tornado. There is our confirmed tornado. That's the Coosa River right there. Again, you got downtown Clanton back here. This is clearly east of Clanton now. And again, we got a TDS, so let's pull that up on screen. and just see that. We have seen so many of these today. There it is. Again, we have a confirmed tornado that's down in East Chilton County. I know this thing kind of ramped up quick, but I need you to listen carefully and get in that safe place. We have another confirmed tornado down that is about to cross the Coosa River